Hi guys, how are you? Why is it so cold today? I don't understand. It's September. I don't understand why my heater doesn't work. Because I'm sure it's below 20 degrees Celsius, but there's a thing which doesn't work when I don't plug it in. I plug it in again, and it says it's 20.5 degrees. And that's not true, because I'm freezing. It's impossible. So I don't know what to do with this heater. Maybe I have to tell it that whenever it's, I don't know what I have to tell it, because actually when it got set up, it was a friend of a friend who set it up. And I remember that she wanted to explain something to me, and that she pressed some buttons when she explained it. But I'm not an audio visual learner. I'm a communication, whatever, haptic. So I have to touch things, do it myself, and talk to a person about it. And by talking, I mean real communication, back and forth. So I might, well, no matter. I will ask ChatGPT later. I'm cold. Ah, okay, no problem. I can do this. I've lived in my car. No, I lived in my car. It's over. I don't have a car anymore. I lived in my car for 7 years, and I was much colder in the car when I had the Skoda Fabia and later the Skoda Kodiaq. I wasn't that cold in the Skoda Enyaq because it had a heater. Also when I was parking. So I just pressed and said I want 22 degrees. I could set it up to 22 degrees. Let me check. So there's set and okay. Maybe I have to press set when I set it. That doesn't change anything. Okay, now there's something. Okay, the time is okay. Good. And now I can only change the time. Why? I don't know. Long on okay, maybe? Set and okay again, maybe? It's not changing what I'm seeing. I want to tell it that it has to heat up to 22 degrees. So how do I do that? I'm just pressing some keys. Oh, maybe that's it. It says AI 15. No. 5, 6, whatever. What is this? What if it explodes because I don't know what I'm doing? I'm setting up something. A2, 2. A3, 35. Here's the 21.5. 22. Okay, 22.5. Okay. I don't know how this A5 works. And there's a set A6 also. And how can I choose? Oh, I think I can choose this here. So is this the correct one? Because there's one temperature. Huh? I don't understand. Room 23. That's not true. That's not true. It's cold. It's very cold. Ah, I don't know what to do. I'm cold. It's not 23 degrees. I will ask ChatGPT later. Let's do our live stream. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's live. Do you sometimes feel cold? No, that's not the topic. Do you sometimes feel that the day just flies by, and even though you're constantly busy, at the end you will still think, actually, I didn't really get anything done? I know that feeling all too well. For a long time, I felt like I was rushing from one task to the next, and yet the important things were left undone. Maybe you know it too. Your head is full, your to do list is even fuller, and in the end, you don't have the energy for what truly matters to you. But here's the good news: you can learn how to manage your time better, and it's much easier than most people think. You don't need complicated systems or endless planning apps. It's enough to know a few clear steps and practice them regularly. That's exactly what today is about. I'll show you 10 simple steps to manage your time in a way that helps you get more done, feel less stressed, and still keep time for yourself. And before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. What stresses you the most right now when it comes to time? Share it in the chat. I will write chat in the chat so that you can see where it is. Uh, and we'll talk about it during the live. Okay, so first of all, I have some notes. And yesterday there was the live in German, and I thought about how to structure the text, the blog post, and then I uh, gave ChatGPT my thoughts and examples and told him to write a text, and then I changed many things, and then I had my blog post ready. So, what we are doing in English, I will tell you all my notes so that you know what the blog post is about. And then after that, we will translate it. Well, I already translated it, so I will just read it to you while I'm recording. And I still have to edit a lot of weekly videos from, I think, 4 months. So 4 videos a month. That's about 16 videos in 6 languages. That's about 100 videos to edit. I'm cold. Why isn't this working? I don't understand. Can I plug it in without this thing? Maybe then I explode or something. So I will just unplug it from the thing and plug it in here. Nothing exploded. I think it's becoming warm. Maybe. Is it becoming warm? How will it know now if it should become warm? I think it doesn't know. So what will it do when it doesn't know? It doesn't smell good. Doesn't smell good. Okay. I unplugged it. I think it's not made to plug it in directly. So I will plug this thing in first, and then the heater. And it says it's 22.5 degrees. And that's not correct. I don't know what to do. Okay, so let's do that together. I will share my screen and then you can help me. Share. So this is my notes. So it's about time management and learn time planning, productivity, priorities, and structure. You are looking for practical steps and tips that you can apply immediately, a clear guide. And the problem is we are too busy but feel unproductive. The solution is the 10 simple steps. So in the end, you will know exactly how to plan your time efficiently. So why is time management important? It will reduce stress. You can achieve more in less time, and therefore you will create space for rest and creativity. What are the 10 steps? Set clear goals, define priorities, write to-do lists, schedule time blocks, use breaks, build routines, minimize distractions, include buffer time, reflect, and stay flexible. There will be mistakes. No, there will be examples from my own life. Common mistakes: too many tasks at once, perfectionism, no breaks, and unrealistic planning. Tools, for example, calendars, apps, methods. And conclusion: you can learn it, small steps, and you can get started right away. And then I will ask you which one of the 10 steps you will try first. So I will record this. Okay, light. Ten steps for optimal time management in projects. Our lifetime is limited, but our wishes are endless. That's why we often feel dissatisfied. We have so many ideas, goals, and projects, but in everyday life, there never seems to be enough time. In the end, we ask ourselves, why am I not making as much progress with my projects as I want to? Over the course of my life, I made a surprising discovery. I was most productive when I worked late shifts in a hotel. 8 hours of the day were already blocked, and yet I managed to organize my time so well that I got more done than usual. How was that possible? This question occupied me for years. I tried, analyzed, documented, and evaluated until I finally developed a clear system. 10 simple steps that help me organize my time in the best possible way. Maybe this sounds familiar to you. You're constantly busy, but still feel unproductive. Stress dominates your day. Your to-do list keeps growing, and in the end there's hardly any room left for rest or creativity. This article is exactly about that. I'll share the 10 steps I use to manage my time effectively, plus a bonus, a look at which tasks I do at which times of day, so that everything really fits. The big question is, how do you figure out when to do what in order to be as productive as possible? The 10 steps to maximize your time and optimize your output. These 10 steps are not just theory, they come directly from my own experience. Over the years, I experimented with how I work best, what motivates me, and which methods truly help me manage my time effectively. Of course, I didn't discover everything on my own. I've read countless books on time management and self organization, tested many approaches over the years, and also found inspiration on YouTube. On my channel Polyglot Mona, you can even find some of my favorite videos on planning, entertaining, and insightful perspectives that broadened my view. From all this, I developed a clear structure. 10 practical steps to help you maximize your time and optimize your output. Each one is tested, and for every step, I'll share an example of how I personally apply it. Set clear goals. Without goals, there's no direction. Without clear goals, every plan stays vague. Goals should follow the SMART principle: specific, measurable, attractive, realistic, and Bound. Time bound. My example. For my projects, I set fixed weekdays and time blocks. I also define quantities: one video, one blog post, or a certain number of words. I even schedule specific times so I always know when am I doing what. Define priorities, Eisenhower metrics, or your own method. Not all tasks are equally important. Tools like the Eisenhower matrix or the ABC method help separate urgent from important, but sometimes a personal system works best. My example: I start my day with something that feels like fun: my hiking guide, my diary with photos. After that, depending on appointments, I move on to lighter tasks like vocabulary vocabulary lists. Ugh, vocabulary lists. Why is it so hard to say? Vocabulary lists or translations. In the evening, when it's dark and quiet, I do lives, blog posts, videos, and audio recordings. My clear priority setting: content for Patreon, hiking guide, lives, shorts, videos, blog posts, and my course Relax to A1 comes first. Next is the shop. Last come the things that don't make me money: exercise, household, friends, family, outings. Write to do lists the right way: realistic and structured. To do lists only help if they are realistic and structured. The trick is breaking down big projects into smaller, actionable steps. My example: for a blog post, I divide the work into tasks: collect ideas, write bullet points, structure, introduction, main part, conclusion, write out fully, thumbnail, excerpt and tags, formatting, publishing, sharing on social media. This turns a huge project into manageable pieces. Schedule time blocks, deep work versus routine tasks. Different tasks require different kinds of energy. Use focused time blocks for deep work and lighter slots for routine tasks. My example: on outings, I do light tasks on my iPad, vocabulary lists, or translations. In the cafe in the morning, I work on my diary and hiking guide photos. In the evening, I block time for lives, blog posts, and video recording. Shop work gets a few hours weekly without trips. Catch-up tasks fit well between two lessons or as a change of pace from editing multiple videos. Use breaks wisely, Pomodoro or natural interruptions. Regular breaks are key to staying productive long term. Some people use the Pomodoro technique, others rely on natural breaks. My example: I don't use Pomodoro. I often work 1 to 2 hours in flow. My breaks come naturally through lessons, train rides, or appointments. I also limit lives to 30 to 50 minutes because viewership drops after that. After editing a video, I naturally take a short break. Build routines. Save energy with automatisms. Routines free up mental energy because they run almost automatically. That way, you engage the brainstem instead of draining willpower. My example: every morning I write in my diary and work on the hiking guide. On trains or during breaks, I use my iPad for vocabulary lists and translations. Evenings are routine time for lives, blog posts, video recording, and editing. Minimize distractions. Digital diet focus times. Distractions are the biggest time thieves. Focused times make all the difference. My example: my phone is always with me when creating content, but when publishing posts, I don't read anything else. I listen to YouTube videos while walking or right before bed, times when I couldn't produce anyway. I take calls only when I'm doing something low concentration like copy pasting. Include buffer time. Plan realistically for interruptions. Interruptions don't Interruptions are inevitable. Don't plan too tightly. Leave buffer space. My example: I usually start lives by 9 p.m. This leaves me at least an hour afterward to finish calmly. The key is being in bed between 10 p.m. and midnight, depending on when the live blog post and video are done. I never want to sleep later than midnight. Reflect. Weekly review. What went well? Reflection is how to improve. Looking back shows what worked and what didn't. My example: every morning at breakfast, I plan my day and carry over tasks I didn't finish. Recently, I added weekly planning with a review: what worked well, what didn't, step by step. This makes my system better. Stay flexible. Adjust plans without frustration. A plan is a tool, not a prison. Flexibility keeps things stress free. My example: I've postponed live streams to the next day when I got home at midnight. Learning partnerships are flexible too. We're all adults and meet several times a week. Even editing videos or finishing the hiking guide can be delayed if needed. Conclusion: time management is a skill you can learn, as my example shows. This is the first novel I'm publishing, and years ago I didn't have 15 YouTube channels and blogs either. The secret is small steps. My minimum goal is to do something once per month on each platform. Often I manage every week, and that small, realistic target removes pressure. Everything beyond the minimum feels voluntary and light. You can start right away. For tomorrow, schedule in your calendar what you'll do in the first 4 hours after work, including breaks. Plan the most important thing exactly when you have the most peace. My question to you: which of the 10 steps will you try first? Share it in the comments. If you want to follow how my novel and my 12 series in 6 languages grow, subscribe to my main blog, polyglotmona.com, where you'll also find my shop. And if you'd like to be there live next time, check out my Patreon page. Park it where you love it. I will be editing those videos soon. Stop sharing. I will publish the English blog post today, but it's the one from the last live, because I haven't completed this. Sometimes I think I can do 4 lives a month in 6 languages, and then it turns out I have too many things to do, too many places to go, and then it doesn't work out. That's point 10, flexibility. Well, thank you for having been here, and have a nice week. See you next week. Or if you speak also one of the other languages, then we can meet here on another Patreon account. Oh, no, you don't have to use 2 Patreon accounts. You can just write me a message. If you're on the cheetah level, I want to participate also in the German, French, Spanish, Italian, and Russian life. Also, I normally speak English, but I'm interested in learning languages. And then you will get the access. See you. Bye bye.